The city will brace for another typhoon during the weekend as Wipha edges closer. A 301-hectare site in Tuen Mun, including reclaimed land, will be reserved for 4 core industries with growth potential.
Staying keen and eager and launches the defending champion has retained her title.
And Kaylin Hsieh successfully defends her women's epee individual title at the World University Games, claiming the city's first goal in this year's Games. Good evening, you're watching Cable News. I'm Evelyn Bai. Hong Kongers should brace themselves as tropical storm Wipha will enter within 800 kilometers of the city around midnight tonight. A standby signal number 1 will be issued at that time, with the possibility of upgrading to a strong wind signal number 3 during the day tomorrow. Quentin Yang reports.
The rain has arrived before the storm. Heavy thunderstorms before noon triggered the amber rainstorm warning, with particularly intense downpours in Yuanlong and Tuen Mun, where rainfall exceeded 70 millimeters. During the torrential downpours, a large tree collapsed on Lai Qingling Road in Kwaichong, completely blocking the roadway. Firefighters deployed an aerial ladder and cut the trunk with power saws to clear the obstruction. The observatory expects Wipha to pass within about 50 kilometers of Hong Kong on Sunday. Offshore areas and high ground could experience storm force winds reaching force 10, along with frequent squalls, torrential rain, and thunderstorms. Residents are urged to stay away from coastal areas and avoid all water activities. Authorities will continue monitoring Wipha's proximity to the Pearl River estuary, its intensity, and local wind conditions to assess whether higher tropical cyclone warning signals will be needed on Sunday. Quentin Yang, Cable News.
The government has proposed reserving 301 hectares of land in Tuen Mun for industrial development, aiming to develop 4 key industries, including green and new energy, as well as circular economy. The reclamation works could begin as early as 2028, with about 145 hectares to be reclaimed near the Long Ku Tan shoreline, and a further 45 hectares off West Tuen Mun near the River Trade Terminal, as well as 111 hectares of replant existing land. This scaled-down plan is about 1/3 smaller than the original 2020 proposal. The first sites are expected to be available by 2029. The Development Bureau suggests the Long Ku Tan reclamation area will primarily host green and new energy industries, along with an advanced construction industry hub. Meanwhile, the new land in West Tuen Mun will be allocated for circular economy facilities, modern logistics, and potential expansion of the River Trade Terminal. Preliminary estimates indicate the project could create up to 35,000 jobs. Commuters taking the MTR Tuen Mun line once again faced service disruptions during rush hour, the second time within 2 months, this time during morning rush hour. Following signaling equipment problems at around 7:30 a.m., frontline maintenance staff were mobilized at North Point Station and conducted 3 hours of emergency repairs. The frequency of trains between North Point and Po Lam or Lohas Park was extended by 5 to 8 minutes, while the normal time will be 2 minutes per train. The extended train frequency prompted the deployment of more MTR staff on site to provide assistance. District Councillor Christine Fong noted that the disruption has forced commuters to take longer routes to reach their destinations. Lawmaker Michael Tin explained that the equipment might be prone to loosening or damage. Although the problems can be quickly located, repairs cannot be carried out immediately in the tunnel during busy hours, leading to a slower train frequency. Lawmaker Stanley Lee questioned whether adequate improvements had been made after each incident and called for MTR to fully disclose the report on this disruption and compensate affected citizens. On May 22nd, train service on the same line was severely disrupted during rush hour, suspending service for 5 hours between North Point and Yaotong stations. A man has died after falling from a fire-ripped unit at Shek Wai Kok Estate in Kwai Chung this afternoon. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. The blaze broke out around 4 p.m. at a unit in Shek To House, causing thick smoke. Firefighters arrived at the scene promptly, deploying a breathing apparatus team and one hose pipe, and extinguished the flames within 20 minutes. The man who fell from the unit was found unconscious before rushing to the Yanchai hospital and was later pronounced dead. An elderly woman was hospitalized after inhaling smoke. Around 80 people were self-evacuated from the building as firefighters tackled the flames. Despite persistent deflationary pressures, Commerce Minister Wang Wentao declared China's consumer market resilient and a major economic engine, projecting retail sales will exceed 50 trillion yuan this year. The financial head also denounced any forced economic decoupling from the United States as doomed to fail, as the August 12th deadline approaches to finalize a critical Sino-US tariff agreement. Jeremy Zhu has more details.
Speaking at a press conference on the 14th five-year plan's achievements, Wang noted domestic consumption has driven roughly 60% of annual growth over the past 4 years. Specifically, retail sales grew at an average annual rate of 5.5%, maintaining China's position as the world's second-largest consumer market. Wang highlighted that by purchasing power, China's retail sales surpassed those of the U.S. by 1.6 times last year, citing World Bank data. While acknowledging a very severe and complex economic situation, Wang assured China's toolbox is plentiful and fully prepared, revealing incentive trade-in programs have already generated over 2.9 trillion yuan in sales, significantly boosting consumption. Meanwhile, China's foreign trade also remains robust amid global economic headwinds, with exports and imports holding steady at 14% and 10% of global totals respectively. Wang highlighted foreign investors' confidence, with actual foreign direct investment exceeding the $700 billion target since 2021. On China-US trade relations, Wang emphasized that bilateral trade remains stable despite declines in its shares of each country's overall trade volume. He urged the U.S. to act like a responsible superpower and build on recent successful talks in Geneva and London to avoid renewed conflict. The remarks come as the August 12th deadline approaches for finalizing a critical Sino-U.S. tariff agreement, failure of which could trigger duties exceeding 100% and further disrupt global supply chains. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
The White House has confirmed that U.S. President Donald Trump is suffering from a chronic vein condition, but insisted he remains in excellent health after days of speculation regarding photographs showing leg swelling and bruising on the hand of the world's most powerful man. Kun Tingyang tells us more.
Donald Trump, 79, has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, the White House unveiled. Medical evaluations confirm the condition, described by physicians as benign and common, especially among people over 70. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt disclosed the diagnosis after ultrasound scans revealed impaired blood flow from Trump's legs to his heart.
All results were within normal limits. An echocardiogram was also performed and confirmed normal cardiac structure and function. No signs of heart failure, renal impairment, or systemic illness were identified. Additionally, recent photos of the president have shown minor bruising on the back of his hand. This is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen.
The diagnosis follows widespread speculation about Trump's health after photos taken last week at the FIFA Club World Cup final in New Jersey showed pronounced ankle swelling, and earlier photos of him using makeup to cover bruises on hand. As the oldest president in U.S. history, Trump's health has drawn intensified scrutiny since taking office. His predecessor, Joe Biden, had been accused of hiding health record in office after disclosing prostate cancer diagnosis in May. Quentin Yang, Cable News.
Torrential monsoon rains have triggered deadly flooding across low-lying areas of East and South Asia, killing dozens, displacing thousands, and causing widespread disruption in countries, including Pakistan, South Korea, and Japan. Quentin Yang reports.
In the most severe impact, eastern Pakistan, particularly Punjab province, has been devastated by relentless rainfall since Wednesday. Authorities report at least 63 people were killed and nearly 300 injured after the downpours triggered flash floods, caused rivers to overflow, and collapsed numerous homes. The disaster has forced road closures and flight cancellations across the province. Meanwhile, 2 days of intense rainfall in South Korea have claimed at least 4 lives, 1 missing, and forced evacuation of over 5,000 people in the southern regions. The deluge also led to the cancellation of 46 domestic flights. In western Japan, unstable weather fueled by warm, moist air brought sudden, heavy downpours. Cities like Iwajima in Ehime Prefecture saw mudslides sweep across the roads, while Miyazaki City witnessed vehicles and pedestrians wading through flooded streets. The Japan Meteorological Agency warns the unstable conditions are expected to continue, urging residents in vulnerable areas to remain vigilant against further flooding and landslides. Quentin Yang, Cable News.
Now let's take a look at the stock markets. The Hang Seng Index ended the day up 326 points. Top ATIC stocks of the day: Tencent was up $2, Xiaomi was up 85 cents, Meituan was up $1.80, Guotai Junan was up 8 cents. On to the weather now. Mainly cloudy with a few showers, very hot with sunny periods during the day tomorrow. Showers will be heavy with squally thunderstorms later. Temperatures will range between 26 and 33 degrees. Light winds become moderate to fresh northerlies tomorrow, strong later. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our news tonight. I'm Evelyn Bai. Thanks for watching and good night.